Time to get on with day 2 of chapter 4. I like how the loading screen or starting screen changes as you go throughout the game. It's pretty nice. This place is a mess. Certainly looks like the aftermath of a raid. Definitely, there are traces of heavy weaponry scattered all over. At least they didn't resort to explosives. The whole place would be a crater if they did. Oh, I see you guys are on the scene too. Hey friends, how's the situation looking? We rushed out here as soon as we heard the news. I don't know much yet. All I've heard is that shots were fired in the middle of the night. Dudley and the others are in the middle of conducting an investigation. Sounds like the 1st Division beat us to the punch. They're always quick to jump on cases like this. We'd like to ask the members of HEYU some questions. Do you mind letting us inside? Suppose I could. I was only told not to let civilians pass through here. You'll have to make up an excuse for Dudley for me, though. Of course. Thanks for helping us out. Chow, if you excuse me then. We would like to help you, but unless you're willing to give us more details, there's not much we can do. You'll have to forgive me, after all it was late into the night. I haven't the foggiest idea of who the assailants may be, or why they targeted our humble company. Even so, it appears you were able to mount an efficient defense. 1st and 2nd floors are devastated, yet this room remains spotless. How in the world were you able to fend off assailants armed with heavy machine guns? I'll admit it was tricky. However, the assailants managed to escape our grasp, I'm afraid. Many of our men were sent to St. Ursula. My oh my, what a disaster. You have my condolences, now if you'll excuse us. You four? What's the special sports section doing here? Why, good morning, Detective Bannings. I see the rest of you come along as well. Pardon our interruption, Chow. I know you're busy with the aftermath of the raid, but could I borrow a minute of your time? Anything for you, my friend. You'll excuse us then, Dudley. I appreciate you having stopped by. Have a nice day. Goodbye. This irritates me to no end, but I'm leaving the snake to you. Try and get what you can out of them. Yes, sir. It has been quite some time, my friends. I hear you all had quite the adventure on the final day of the anniversary festival. I'm assuming Yin told you all about it. As you know, the special sports section doesn't follow conventional investigative protocol. And with that in mind, how about you go ahead and tell us your true intentions? Oh? Lloyd? There's no point in wasting our time with this usual song and dance. Not only that, but we have a lot of ground to cover with Chow. I figured I'd get straight to the point. Well now, that's one hell of a gutsy move. Lloyd can be quite audacious when he wants to be. Haha. Ha 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 ha. Excellent, Mr. Bannings. Simply superb. I knew I was right to put my hopes in you. Very well. I'm not particularly fond of trivial exchanges anyway. If your questions are within your realm of my knowledge, I will provide the answers you seek. Thank you, Chow. There were 3 things I wanted to ask you about. Is it safe to assume Ravash is behind last night's raid? Or is there any chance the attack was carried out by a third party? So you're going to ask about that too. Very well. Lau, please explain for them. Sir. The assailants may have been masked to conceal their identities, but there's no doubt it was Ravash's men. Not only were their weapons identical, but so was their combat style. So that's something that can't be mimicked so easily. I see. That makes sense. In that case, something's still rubbing me the wrong way. I hear you guys are all pretty damn good martial artists. Heck, I bet your man Lau here could hand out beatings left and right. You flatter me. I'm sure Ravash doesn't have a shortage of combat pros, but none of them could match up with you guys one-on-one. So then, how did you get crashed so hard by a handful of their thugs? Was the Killing Bear leading the charge or something? No, I don't believe the esteemed general manager of sales was present. Neither were his hand-picked ex-Jaeger friends. We believe Ravash's regular combat personnel to be behind the attack. If that's the case, then how? Though their techniques were simple, their speed and power were beyond comprehension. They were able to brandish those heavy machine guns single-handedly. Our defenses were easily crushed by their unnatural strength. They overtook the first 2 floors with ease. Golly gee willikers, no foolin'? It wasn't only limited to their power and speed either. They had inhuman endurance as well. And thanks to that, I had to put into practice a few dangerous techniques. Dangerous techniques? Like what? I wasn't aware you were training combat yourself, Chow. I am nothing but an amateur compared to Master Yin. Not going to beat around the bush, Chow. How do you plan to respond to the raid? So that's what you want to know, is it? If you know what manner of organization Heyu is, then there shouldn't be any need to ask such a question. So you're planning to retaliate then? My, how presumptuous to think we would ever do such a thing. You misunderstand. I'm speaking only in terms of crisis management. At the end of the day, what matters most to our company is profit. And in situations where our profits are threatened, it is my sworn duty to crush our antagonizers through the appropriate methods. I fail to see what's so strange about that. What an annoyingly shrewd man. Is requesting assistance from Heiyu's main office one of these appropriate methods? Reinforcements from Heiyu's main office, huh? You really aren't beating around the bush, are you? Well, to answer your question, I have no such plans at the moment. After all, my reputation is on the line here. However, there's no guarantee the main office will respect my wishes. They may intervene, regardless. Suppose I should be able to keep them out of things for a little while at the very least. Either way, we are sorely lacking in information about Ravash's current improvements. As such, we don't have an effective countermeasure. For now, I've assigned someone to keep a close eye on their movements. That someone being an extremely reliable collaborator of ours. You requested Yin's assistance? I guess he would be the best option for an undercover mission like this. This isn't directly related to the case in question, but I figured I'd ask while I'm here. Do you really not know anything about Kia? Ah, but Lloyd, that's... Kia, you said? Is that meant to be a person's name? Sounds more like a code word to me. Ah, pardon me, I see this is a serious matter. All I know is that Kia is the name of the ghoul girl that you took into custody after this forced auction. Well, that, and the fact that our dear collaborator offered you a small piece of advice while you were there. Exhibits for the second half of the auction are all stored in the room over there. According to the information that was sent to Heiyu, there's a bomb, so to speak, among those items. Recommend you confirm it for yourselves. A large leather trunk will be exhibited at the end of the auction. Inside the trunk is a bomb which will only serve to jeopardize Ravash's position. This information was sent to us through a very complicated route. We were unable to determine the identity of the informant. However, in some ways, that only made it more credible. We wanted to be certain, however, so we asked our friend to check on it. Even in my wildest dreams, I'd never expected this purported bomb to end up being a small girl. Damn, this looks like he's gonna feign ignorance till the very end. Let's assume you're telling the truth. Do you have an inkling as to who that informant might have been? Logically speaking, information this sensitive and incriminating would point to the actions of a Ravash defector. The only thing I can say for certain is that whoever was behind it, they are an incredibly skilled individual. At any rate, this is as far as our knowledge regarding Kia goes. I suppose it's up to you whether you believe me or not. Understood. Thanks for answering us honestly. Now then, does this conclude your questioning? Yes, for the moment. I appreciate your cooperation. Do you mind if I give the department an outline of what we discussed? Do as you like, my friend. By the way, Detective Bannings. Yes? I'll be honest with you, this raid was far beyond what I thought Ravash was capable of. I was under the impression that I was fully cognizant of their forces, connections, and strategies. Further, given the scrutiny they currently find themselves under, I never expected them to pull off such a brazen move. They've truly surpassed all my expectations. I'm almost a little impressed. I must say, I'm unbelievably excited for what's to come. I cannot recall an instance in the last few years where a situation didn't play out exactly as I had expected. This is a rare opportunity for me to wield the full force of my power and intellect to my heart's desire. The mere thought of it gives me an indescribable joy. Hey, watch yourself. You're truly unbelievable. Do not think for 1 second that I will allow the police to ruin my fun. Although I'm willing to grant a unique opportunity to your department. If you can somehow resolve the situation before Heiyu begins its retaliation, then we will have no need to do so. I'll be eagerly awaiting your next move. Things have gotten really serious. Yes, they gave us plenty of useful information to work with, but I can't believe Chow would so blatantly imply a full-scale war with Ravash. If things keep heating up like this, then we're gonna have a real mess on our hands. We're screwed if they decide to have a firefight in the middle of town. Additionally, we have to consider the possibility that Heiyu may call for reinforcements. There are more than a few dark clouds already gathering on the horizon. Even so, it sounds like we still have a bit of time, judging by what Chow said. There are a lot of suspicious details about this raid Ravash pulled off, so we'll need to find out as much as we can before he mobilizes. I agree. Shall we visit each of the districts and question the citizens? No, I think it would be better to go straight to the source. Let's pay Ravash a visit. You're kidding, right? We may have gone there once before, but still. That was before the incident at the auction. Wouldn't it be too reckless to go there now? It's true, they may have struck a deal with us, but it only relates to Kia's case. However, there's something I'm concerned about. What might that be? Garcia's movements. We've had enough encounters with him to know what kind of person he is. He never seemed the type to be reckless, and I got the feeling he had a strong command over his subordinates. You're absolutely right. He was a well-known Jaeger commander, way too disciplined to pull any crazy stunts. In fact, it's pretty hard to imagine him ordering his men to launch an assault on Teo like that. Did Garcia actually order the raid, or did his subordinates act on their own? It's definitely something we need to find out. Right. And the fastest way to do that is to start asking questions around Ravash's base. Do you guys want to head there now? I suppose it's our best option. Should be relatively low risk if we're simply asking around the area. Let's go have ourselves a little stakeout. Be right back. That gets it. Alright, let's go get ourselves killed. Go to... no. It's already there. Go upgrade some stuff first. Should we do this or upgrade a slot? Do a slot. I don't think the rest is that critical to beating the game, so let's do the rest of hers. You don't have to worry about that. Get some money. Chest in here? Like I thought, there are more guards posted here than usual. They're looking way more pissed than I was expecting too. Impatient, excited, vigilant, anxious. I'm detecting a wide range of emotions from them. There's no mistaking it. They must be on high alert for any retaliation from Heyu. This isn't going to be easy. For now, ascertaining Garcia's movements should be what? Garcia Rossi. Damn, how'd that monster manage to sneak up on us? It's you guys. You have the audacity to show your faces around here after all the shit you've put us through? I won't make any excuses. Our deal with you only concerns Kia and Kia alone. Then we're understood. If you use our deal as an excuse to come waltzing into our territory, I'm going to beat the ever-loving hell out of you. Yeesh, this guy's one dangerous old man. I know why you lot are snooping around here. However, you won't be getting a single word out of me on the matter. If you understand, then get lost. Damn. Please, just tell me one thing. If hypothetically you were to attack an armed enemy stronghold, would you attack head-on from the front, leaving everything to brute strength? An honest Jaeger like myself would never stoop to such a poor strategy. I'd wait until there was an opening and make a precise strike. Maximum results, minimum damage. Wouldn't you do the same, son of the war god? Don't you ever call me that again. But yeah, that's how Jaegers operate. Is that so? Thank you, I appreciate the answer. You're a strange kid. But anyway, you better not come in here unprepared, you hear me? I promise you'll be torn to shreds. Something sure seemed off with him. He looked tense, but unusually haggard. I was thinking the same thing. His words were very aggressive, but I felt like they didn't have the same force behind them. I could sense a great deal of fatigue. What do you suppose could have happened to him? Damn, he's in such a sorry state, it ain't like the guy at all. I bet you guys would love to know why that is, huh? Grace? You just stop popping up at the most random times, don't you? What can I say? My reporter's intuition guides me to the juiciest of scoops. Anyway, what do you say we do the old give and take? I'll be anxiously awaiting your arrival at the jazz bar. What should we do, Lloyd? For now, let's just hear what she has to say. But we should keep our guard up. We'll need to be careful not to let anything slip around her. Duly noted. Oh, well now, there you are. Alright, let me cut to the chase. Is there anything you're willing to share about the Heyu raid? I'm sure Chow showered you with all sorts of delightful details all over his office. Quick as ever. But how do you know we even visited Heyu? Well, I found out about the incident this morning and was heading over to ask Chow some questions when I saw Dudley barge in. As I was sitting there on the sidelines trying to feel the situation out, who should show up but you guys? Shortly afterward, I see Dudley leave with his typical scowl, and then a bit later you all come out looking as worried as I've ever seen you. After seeing all that, how do you expect me not to think you learned something huge? I see, I guess that makes sense. Still, Grace, I think you know better than anyone that we can't casually disclose information about an open investigation. Well, of course I know that, silly. That's why I called this little chat a give and take. After all, aren't you dying for some details on Garcia Rossi? Do you mean? You're a real pro at dangling the bait right under our noses, aren't you? As a nice little cherry on top, I might have some juicy info about that so-called auction, too. The way I hear it, Ravash messed up so bad there, the speaker isn't really interested in speaking with them anymore. I'm sure you're just dying to know how these two things are related, right? Right? Okay, I'll bite. However, everything about Chow is strictly off the record. Got it? Can't stress that enough, Grace. I see. So the situation is more dire than I thought. Yeah, unfortunately it is. At the very least, both groups seem to be trying not to involve the public. For now. Well, no matter which way you cut it, this raid really just came out of nowhere. It might have happened in the dead of night, but I still can't believe they targeted somewhere right next to the news building. Not to mention, it was right down the street from the IBC. Pretty ballsy move even for Ravash. Yes, that's true. If things had gotten even worse, it could have made people lose trust in Crossbell as Zemuria's trade capital, shaking the whole continent's economy. Right, that's what I'm saying. If this is true, it can mean that info I got was legit after all. What information would that be? Are you willing to share it now? Okay, I guess it's my turn. You see, this whole fiasco originated from inside the Mafia. Lately, I've been hearing rumors that Garcia Rossi's control over his goons has been, well, lacking. Is that even possible? Yeah, I'm having a hard time buying it myself. Can't imagine any of those rank-and-file mobsters defying that walking mountain. Well, you can choose to believe it or not. I'm just saying, it might be possible that the incident in Downtown District and the grab for Maine's mining rights weren't on Garcia's orders. From the look of it, it was some goons on the lower rungs looking to make a name for themselves. If that's what those rookies were after, that would explain why they were so willing to step out of line to get it. Wait just a second. Are you saying that raid last night was carried out by low-level members of the Mafia? Well, given the scale of the attack, it's hard to think that, but if it's true, it'd definitely help explain why Garcia was acting the way he was earlier. Maybe. Come to think of it, he didn't have his usual entourage with him. Does that mean he's lost his grip over Ravash? There's an internal split? But why is the Dawn, or what is the Dawn doing during all of this? According to what I've been able to gather, Marconi is desperately trying to make up for his giant blunder at the auction. Naturally, he's buttering up Speaker Hartman, who was less than pleased at Michelin. He's even trying to lure more influential figures of Crossbell into his fold. Influential figures? Who exactly? Diet members from the Republican faction. I've heard he's met with the CGF commander too. Really? Is he trying to suppress Heiyu's political influence in Crossbell? And I wonder if meeting with the CGF commander has anything to do with Ravash's weapon smuggling. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Gotta remember that moron of a commander is also one of Speaker Hartman's cronies. I bet Ravash is trying to win back the Speaker's favor through him. Yep, my thoughts exactly. Man, whenever I have these nice little chats with you guys, things just seem to fall into place. It's turned out to be quite a fruitful little info swap. To be honest, it's been helpful for us as well. But now that we've sifted through all the details, I feel like there's something we're missing. Something we're missing? Oh, and what would that be? Looking over what we know, there seem to be logical reasons behind each of their actions. But the actions themselves are almost random, as though they're not coming from the same organization. I always get the feeling that Ravash's operations had a certain level of professionalism to them, the kind you'd expect from organized crime. But I don't sense that at all this time around. Oh, I see what you mean. Now that you mention it, I'm inclined to agree. Ravash's structure has typically existed of an efficient system designed to take advantage of the large amount of Mira flowing through Crossbell. For them to suddenly deviate so greatly from that system is highly irregular. So in other words, there's some element of this case that threw Ravash's entire system out of whack. Is that what you're saying? Right, it's just a gut feeling though. Xiao's description made it sound like these raiders who attacked Heiyu possessed unnatural amounts of strength too. It's possible that could have something to do with Garcia's strange attitude. Wow, I shouldn't have expected this from you, Lloyd. You're one smart cookie, you know that? Hey, if this police thing doesn't work out for you, how about joining me at the Crossbell Times? We can aim for the Pulitzer Prize together. I'll have to pass. And I appreciate it if you didn't make me worry about my employment any more than I already do. Remind me again, what's this Pulitzer Prize she's talking about? It's a prestigious international award given to the most outstanding journalist of the year. Excuse me for 1 second. Yes, this is Lloyd Bannings of the Special Sports section. I managed to get through. It's me, Bixen, over from Mainz. Oh, the mayor? How can I help you? Is there some kind of problem with Gantz? Well, you see, I'm in Crossbell City at the moment, the casino where Gantz goes. He started acting strangely, so I decided to call you. Strangely? What exactly do you mean? He's been engaged in a poker match with another customer for quite some time. They are getting very heated. Things are getting very heated. It may only be a matter of time before violence breaks out. Could you come over quickly and help sort this out? Understood, sir. Barca Casino, right? We're close by, so we'll be there shortly. Okay, I'm counting on you. That was the mayor of Mainz? Sounded like he's at the casino. Yeah, apparently Gantz might be getting into some trouble there. Seriously? Have his victories gained him some ill will from his opponents? Between Gantz's ego and his crazy luck, I could definitely see that happening. Well, we'd better hurry on over and assess the situation. Alright, off to Barca we go. What, did I say something wrong? Well, Grace, it's just that there's no point in telling her not to come. Let's just go to the casino. Oh, you came. Praise be to Adios. Hurry, I think a fight is about to break out. Where's Gantz right now? Ah, yes. He's in the middle of a private match in the back room. We don't have time to waste. Gantz could blow at any second. Huh? But I think Gantz was the one provoking his opponent. Eat this, punk. 9, 10, jack, queen, and king. Straight flush of diamonds, baby. I just realized that those are like Trails themed cards, or at least Nisa. Got the little penguin. I want to say that's clear, but I don't know. They're at least familiar characters. Try to beat this hand. You can't. God, are you kidding me? I was expecting you to pull out a hand that strong in our last round. Ha, this is my true talent. You tied one too many games using those tricky hands of yours, but that's all coming to an end. You've lost now, so show me your hand already. Huh? What are you talking about? I never said anything about losing. Are you kidding me? The only way you'd be able to beat me was with the royal flush. There's no way you could have. That's where you're wrong, pal. What? It's upside down. 5 of a kind? With aces no less? Can't believe what I've seen today. Depends on the game whether a royal flush or 5 of a kind is the highest possible hand. But either way, it's clear this hand of mine takes that straight flush of yours and flushes it straight down the drain. You... Don't screw with me, you damn cheat. Drake, you're his accomplice, aren't you? Well, screw you too. I assure you, I am nothing of the sort. I swear upon Adios' name. And during my careful observation of the match, I saw nothing that suggests Mr. Arundel was cheating. Can it? How the hell am I supposed to buy that crap? I got luck and intuition on my side. I'm supposed to be unstoppable. There's no way I can lose to this jackass. Sir, please calm yourself. He's right, you gotta relax, man. Poker's just a game of luck after all. All this means, pal, is that your luck has run out. I refuse to believe this crap. Gambling should be a piece of cake after using that stuff. Gantz. Oh no. There's no way in hell I could lose. Arg, let go of me. Let go of me, damn it. You have to calm down, Gantz. This is insane strength. Gantz, stop this madness. Well, if it isn't my favorite pals, how's it hanging? Really don't think this is the time, Lecter. How can one man be so suspicious? I'm almost impressed. Well, this guy's quite the character. An acquaintance of yours? Sorta. Not like we know squat about him, though. Whoa, hold the phone. Is 5 of a kind versus a straight flush? What the hell even happened here? It's a real nail-biter, Randy. I was on the verge of losing the shirt off my back. I barely keep up with this. At least we were able to neutralize the threat before anyone was hurt. Let go of me, damn it. Let me go. I can't lose. I can't lose. After further protests and shouting, Gantz became overwhelmingly exhausted and passed out. Due to his condition, the special sports section decided to carry him to his hotel room. Oh god, how could such a thing have happened? He may not be the hardest worker, but he was always a kind man. There's not a soul in Mainz who dislikes him. Mayor Bixen, I don't know what to say. For a nice guy, he sure was pretty violent there for a sec. Hell, I wasn't expecting it to take both me and Lloyd to hold him down. Yeah, I couldn't believe how ridiculously strong he was. Listen guys, this is just the old reporter's intuition talking, but you think the guy could have been on some kind of drug? You know, the real serious kind? Pardon me? Drugs? You serious? Judging by their silence, I think Lloyd and Tio seem to agree with me. Agree is a strong word. I don't want to say anything without proof, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. That's preposterous. Gantz? On drugs? I refuse to believe it. He's just an ordinary down-to-earth miner. There's no way he'd ever use such. Sorry, sir, but hasn't it been almost half a month since he arrived in Crossbow City? Keep in mind that he has earned quite a bit of mirror during his stay, too. Can you say for certain that he couldn't have taken advantage of that wealth? I won't stand for this slander. You mentioned that you're a Crossbow Times journalist, correct? Note that if you write some libel piece based on pure speculation, I will lead Mainz and its people in protest. Whoa, cool your heels. I wasn't planning on writing an article on this anyway. Would you do us a favor, Mayor Bixen? I'd like to go through Gantz's personal belongings if that's alright with you. You too? I don't intend to imply anything, sir, but there are too many coincidences piling up here. His sudden violence, that inhuman strength, the complete change in personality. All these aspects are eerily similar to past cases. And in Gant's case, we also saw an absurd development in his gambling skills. Might be because he took some stimulants to boost his perception or something. That'd explain the freakish intuition of his. If his perception was cranked up to inhuman levels, he'd have no trouble reading people. It is entirely possible. I can only speculate that if I were to gamble, I would have an unfair advantage over others as well. Tio. Sorry, Tio-chan, you know I didn't mean it like that. I am aware. Do not worry. Mayor Bixson, I understand you wish to keep Gant's reputation intact. However, please envision the scenario where he is, in fact, consuming drugs. If the situation were to remain unhandled, it could pose a threat to himself and others. That may be, but I can think of a bunch of possible side effects that might crop up. Same here, and that's exactly what we need to be scared of. Very well. I fear I may not have thought things through well enough. Go ahead, Lloyd. Thank you, sir. Lloyd carefully examined Gant's pockets, making sure not to wake him up in the process. This is what I was afraid of. Seed blue pills. Pills. Goddess, no. So he really had some after all. Pretty shade of blue, but what the heck is it? Can't rule out the possibility that it's harmless medicine yet. Maybe he has some kind of chronic disease we don't know about. Did he ever mention anything like that, sir? Not that I'm aware of, no. I cannot say for sure, though. Interesting. Would you mind if we hung on to these pills for now? Please do. But listen, I beg you, please do not spread this around for Gant's sake. Of course, sir. We'll make sure to take his reputation into consideration. Also, could we leave him with you? Yes, I'll take care of him. I'll try to speak with him once he wakes up. Thanks, we appreciate it. So now we have suspicions of an illegal drug circulating throughout Crossbell. Definitely didn't see that one coming. Really? I would have thought the Mafia was big into the drug trade. The contrary, actually. Illegal drugs hardly ever show up in Crossbell. Drugs are a messy business, you know? One misstep and they'll spread to neighboring countries like the plague. I've heard the First Division monitors them closely thanks to the pressure from Ereboni and Calvard. So I guess Ravash is smart enough to read the room on that one. Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, they made sure to cover that back at the police academy. Still, something about these pills. Never seen pills like this before. The color certainly is pretty, but... yeah, they're pretty, sure, but they're also suspicious as hell. Tio, do you recognize them? No, I'm sorry. I think it was just my imagination. More importantly, what do you plan to do with the pills, Floyd? Good question. I'm thinking this case is too much for us to handle alone. For now, let's go talk with the chief. Yes, he may know what to do. While we're at it, we should give our report on the Heiyu raid. We got mafias going to war with each other and maybe some illegal drugs now too. I get the feeling that things are about to get pretty busy around here. You can bet on it. You know, it's only been about 4 months since we first met, but you guys have grown a lot since then. Really brings a tear to my eye. Grace? Where's all this come from? Flattery won't get you any more information from us. No, I'm serious. I got some pretty high hopes for you guys now. Almost as high as the ones I had for your brother, Lloyd. Speaking of Guy, I never got a straight answer out of you. Grace, did you know my brother? Oh yeah, back when I was still a newbie at the CNS, he helped me out more times than I can count. Sometimes I think that even though he's not with us anymore, and his case has gone cold, at least there was a team built at the CPD to carry on his will. What? What do you mean, Grace? Oopsie. Sergey might get angry with me if I say too much. Anyway, I got a event to cover, so I'm going to have to head out. Oh, and I won't ride any articles about the drug stuff, tempting as it is. Bye-bye, everyone. Shaking off dangling info like that in front of us and then just walking away. Another addition to the pile of things we have to think about. So it seems. Are you concerned about what she told us, Lloyd? Oh, well... Even if it does have to do with Guy, I don't really have time to think about it right now. The hayride, Ravash's current situation, now these blue pills. We have a lot on our plate. For now, let's put aside what Grace told us and ask the chief how we should proceed. Understood. Hopefully he has some ideas for us. Alrighty then, let's head on home. Haha, that sure felt good. I never liked that jerk anyway. All he ever did was boss me around all the time. Well, not anymore. Whoa, you never see it coming. Doubt, just down for count. The fight's the fight, no matter how you cut it. Should I go to the hospital now? Nah, I'm good, boss. Doctors seeing me like this would be an embarrassment to the Vipers. Don't make me repeat myself, you dumbass. Get your ass to the hospital or I'll send you there on the stretcher myself. Sorry, I'll go. Who are these people I'm talking to? Oh, here we go. How's the man with Dino? Drop it, man. That one-on-one was all them. And Wald told us to quit bitching about it. Think I can just ignore this? Something happened, guys? Yeah, I could say that. Dino, that idiot. Dino challenged one of our leaders, Jed, to a fight. It was totally insane, too. They kept trading blows until it was decided by an elbow to the jaw. He's just a newbie, yet somehow managed to take down Jed? Impossible. I'll never forgive that bastard. Jed's the second strongest out of all of us, and one of the leaders of the Vipers. What the hell does Dino think he is? He'll pay for this. When did Dino become so disrespectful? How the hell did he take down Jed? Nothing makes sense anymore. Plea or play? I don't know. Does Nikolai seem a little bit different lately? Oh, you noticed it too? I've been getting some weird vibes from him. As if he's a completely different person. Excuse me, is everything okay? Oh, if it isn't the police officers. Nothing serious, we were just talking about Nikolai, one of the other performers. Right, apparently Nikolai's been engaging in some special training lately. It's paying off too. His technique and strength have improved considerably. Strange thing is, his personality seems to have changed as a result. Huh, so what, the guy polishes up some moves and suddenly he's a new man? It's not as far-fetched as you think. Reaching greater heights could give someone an entirely new sense of who they can be, to the point where they become unrecognizable overnight. It's true, I suppose anyone can change themselves given the right motivation. I'm sure Nikolai must have had a life-changing experience like that. I have a bad feeling about this. Nikolai was busting out some really flashy acrobatics yesterday. Has he always been such a peacock? Father, what is going on with you? What's wrong? It's nothing. It's just that, for the last little while, Father's been acting... You goddamn morons. What has happened, Father? To Father? Something about him definitely feels pretty off. What a bunch of morons. The price of these stocks freaking tanked in 3 days. They seriously couldn't see that coming? The CNS business magazines plummeted down the damn drain. You guys are back pretty late. Interrogating Hey really take you that long? No, actually, we may have just stumbled into another case. We'll give you all the details along with what we found about the Hey raid. Chief? Sorry, was that too convoluted after all? No, that's not it. It's just this series of events. I'm starting to think that it might all be connected. You do? Seriously? What makes you think that? I know a lot has gone down in the last day or two, but I want you to try and to connect the dots. Especially you, Lloyd. We're really going to need those detective skills of yours here. Sure, leave it to me. Today we were able to discover roughly 3 pieces of key evidence. The information we heard from Xiao about the raid on Heiyu. The intel we exchanged with Grace about the current state of Ravash. And everything we learned about Gantz, the miner from Mainz. So there has to be something that ties these 3 things together, right? I think I'm starting to see what you're saying here. For now, let's sort through what we know. Which element of the info regarding the raid of Heiyu can be tied to the others? Which element of the info regarding Ravash can be tied to the others? Which element of the info regarding Gantz can be tied to the others? This has to be it. Related elements. Assailant's physical abilities, haphazard chain of command, blue pills, and Gantz possession. Do you think these factors overlap? They're definitely suspicious, that's for sure. I think so, Ellie. If we can take a closer look, we can see certain things leaking in the cases. The boosted strength displayed by the mafiosos who raided Heiyu. Gantz and his spontaneous gambling skills. They may seem independent of each other, but they both deal with a sudden enhancement of their abilities. Now suppose we say that the connecting factor in all this are these blue pills. The Mafia must have started involving themselves with these illegal drugs in some way. Not just to sell to the public either. Ravash's henchmen must be using the drugs themselves. Is that the general idea, Lloyd? Yeah, more or less, but in the end it's still just another theory. However, that would certainly explain a lot. In that case, maybe the reason Garcia's authority over Ravash has started to wane is all thanks to their grunts taking this drug. Once they're all juiced up, they don't need to listen to him anymore. Things are starting to make a lot of sense. Nicely put, everyone. By the way, remember the rumors Ian told us about yesterday? Of course, the trader and that stockbroker. Could those two be under the pill's influence as well? Who can say? At this point, that's nothing more than pure speculation. However, things are beginning to come together piece by piece. You feel the same way, don't you? Yes. But if I'm being honest, I don't think the special sports section will be able to handle a case of this size. We might even need to call in the First Division for support, given that the incidents revolve around the distribution of illegal drugs. Funny you should say that, Lloyd. Your timing couldn't be better. Huh? Oh, I found you. What's wrong, Kia? Are you getting hungry? Nope, not yet. We have a visitor. He's a super grumpy old man. His forehead's all wrinkly. Grumpy? Pardon me. Oh. Detective Dudley. You're late. Apologies, Sergey. Investigation meeting ran a bit long. This is about the same thing we discussed earlier. Do you mind if we go ahead and begin? Sounds good to me. Before we get started, I need you to fill them in too, though. I don't have the time for your jokes, Sergey. This isn't something rookies should know about. And actually, I think the information they found will be pretty useful to you in your investigation. In fact, involving them will save you some time in the long run. Are you out of your mind? Then again, I did leave the Heyu investigation to the special sports section. Maybe I can fill them in just... No, it's simply not... Chief? This is a bad time, we can step out for now. That won't be necessary. They don't call Dudley the ace of the First Division for nothing, after all. I'm sure he realizes what he needs in a situation like this. Fine. Listen up. The information I'm about to disclose is strictly confidential. It does not leave this room otherwise there will be consequences. Got it? Yeah, that won't be a problem. Ooh, is this a secret? I love secrets. Tell me too. Well, I'll make you a snack, Kia. Why don't you go eat it with Zeke? The First Division is being pressured? Well, it's not quite as simple as that, Bannings. After the raid on Heyu, we received orders to devote all our resources to quell any disputes between the mafias. Because of that, we had to enter investigation on a mysterious drug we've been looking into recently. Really? First Division was investigating the blue pills too? We only started looking into them a few days ago. Frankly, I'm surprised you even know about them at all. How exactly did the First Division find out about the drugs in the first place? We were tipped off about them by a long-time informant of ours. She's been a pretty reliable source, so we started gathering more info based on her tip, but we weren't able to find anything more concrete than rumors and urban legends. I mean, a miracle pill that can grant wishes and bestow happiness certainly sounds like fiction to me. However, it was apparent that something shady was going on, so we were compiling a list of citizens that seemed to be connected, and... What are those looks for? It's almost like you expected everything I just said. Seems like our little theories earlier was spot on. Show 'em, Lloyd. Yes, sir. Take a look at this, Detective. What? Are these what I think they are? We found them on a certain individual during our investigation today. We were allowed to keep them on the condition that we protect their identity. Damn it all. So it is real. You're saying that it's possible that Ravash is the distributor? Dudley, about the order to stop the drug investigation. Any idea who made the call? It had to have been someone high up. Our chief didn't agree with the decision, but he enforced it regardless. What a mess. Hold on a moment. Does that mean someone high on the CPD's chain of command gave in to the Mafia's demands? It's unbelievable. Come on, how low can you go? The situation appears quite grave. Hey Dudley, it's clear that you came to me because you don't trust the top brass at HQ. So what is it you're planning to do? To be honest, there's nothing those of us in the First can even do about the drug investigation now. If any of us were to take action, our bosses would do whatever they could to interfere. But as a member of the police, I just can't let this go. Detective Dudley. Well, there's an easy solution for that. Leave the investigation to the Special Sports Section. Lloyd, Ellie, Randy, Teal? Listen up, guys. From here on out, the SSS will be unofficially collaborating with the 1st Division. Since their hands are tied, U4 will take over the drug investigation for them. Yes, sir. Understood. And in return, we'll get every last bit of info the 1st Division has about Ravash. Sound fair? Sergey, what are you... Every bit of intel? You know there's some classified files that I just can't share no matter what. Every last scrap. Take it or leave it, Dudley. You're stuck in a deadlock and you know it. We're going to keep doing what we want regardless, but you don't really have any options here. Damn. Fine, I accept your conditions. Glad we could come to an agreement. Well, so now we're the ones taking cases away from the 1st Division, huh? I can already feel a sense of superiority welling up inside of me. Glare. Yikes. Comment retracted. I suppose I don't really have any other options. Alright, I've turned the drug investigation over to you now. So how do you actually plan to proceed? About that, we've already had the drug itself in our hands. The next logical step is to figure out what exactly it's made of. Not a bad start, but how will you go about doing that? Based on what we know, we can assume this is an entirely new type of drug. It'll likely be too much for the forensics tools at HQ to handle. Then there's the risk of being noticed by the higher-ups. That's a shame. But in that case, we might be able to ask the medical college for help. I see, you're right. We do know someone there we can talk to. The medical college? You mean St. Ursula? Right, we know a doctor there who specializes in pharmaceutical research, actually. I've heard he's one of the best in his field, so there's a good chance he'll be able to figure out the drug's composition. Well, alright then. That might just be our best option given the circumstances. Dudley, can we get you to compile the 1st Division's intel and send the reports to us by the end of the day? I want them to decide how to approach the investigation for themselves. Understood. I'll send it over as soon as I can. Well then, I should go. Thank you for your cooperation, Sergey. Likewise. Oh, and aren't you gonna thank them too? Ugh. Listen well, you four. If you do anything stupid, this entire situation might nosedive, understand? Your task is looking into these drugs, and only that. Dealing with the Mafias is the 1st Division's responsibility. Stay close to the ground, behave, and most importantly, don't get in our way. Sheesh, is it really that hard to say thanks for doing my work for me? Perhaps under that tremendous scowl of his, he's simply shy at heart. Hehe, maybe so. Also, it seems he has a stronger sense of justice than I first thought. Yeah, I think we can trust him. Most of the First Division's just like him, diligent as all hell and driven by that same strong sense of justice. Though by that same token, a lot of them are extremely by the book, makes them inflexible and obstinate. So you going to head to St. Ursula right away? Yeah, that's the plan. I'd like to take care of some support requests too, if time permits. That's right, we didn't have the chance to go outside the city all morning. Guess things are about to get busy. Probably best if we tackle things one at a time. Glad to see you guys are up for the challenge. Now I know we're cooperating with the First Division, but don't get too worked up over that. Just do things as you usually do. Show me what you're capable of. Show me you're capable of cracking the mystery behind these drugs. Yes, sir. Search for an important person. Want to meet privately. I'm looking for someone important to me. Come at once. Address: Campbell Estate, Residential District, Northwestern Crossbow City. Flowers for fallen friends. I'm looking for some special flowers to place on some graves. For details, come to the cabin next to the graveyard behind Crossbow Cathedral. This is the house of Representative Campbell who sent the request. We're searching for someone important, right? It sounded like the representative was freaking out. Hey, doesn't Mademoiselle's Gramps live around these parts? You happen to know this Campbell guy? Well, about as much as fellow neighbors would know each other. Representative Campbell is an ambitious man. He's so driven by passion for politics that he often brushes aside everything else. I see. That matches the way I'd envisioned him in my head. Either way, he's requesting our assistance. Let's try asking about it if he's home. Unbelievable. What a foolish thing to do. We must find a way to retrieve her, Representative Campbell. Excuse me, gentlemen. We're here regarding the support request. Ah, you're the CPD's something or other section? What a relief. We were becoming so desperate that we would be willing to scrape the bottom of the barrel for assistance. Just a moment, are you not Ellie, Mayor McDowell's granddaughter? Why have you come with them? It's been some time, Representative. As it stands, I'm currently employed by the CPD. I visit you as a member of this SSS today. Is that the case? So be it. I suppose the mayor is neutral, nothing to be concerned about then. But Representative, the Imperial faction's cunning members rely on underhanded tactics. What if they catch wind of this incident? Guessing you're in a position that could cause some political strife, Mademoiselle. Speaking with the Diet members is always such a pain. Excuse me, Representative Campbell. Could you tell us what happened? At least what details you're able to share about the situation? It's just you look so troubled. I seem to recall the report request seeking assistance in searching for an important person. Yes, that's right. Well, you see, I've run into a bit of a snag. Suppose I have no choice but to explain the situation to you. Well, let me make one thing clear to you. This is a politically sensitive matter. The Republican faction has been placed into a difficult situation. This must remain strictly confidential. Understood. We'll promise to keep this under wraps. We swear to remain silent about the investigation, Representative. Yeah. Very well then. Listen up. A certain person affiliated with our faction has disappeared. Could you elaborate? It so happens to be my very own daughter. She has run away from home along with our maid. All that fuss just to end up telling us his daughter ran away? By daughter, are you referring to Carla? We were classmates in Sunday school. Ah, really? Well, the representative and his daughter have never been on particularly good terms. Their relationship seems to be entirely compromised of petty arguments. However, the timing couldn't be worse. Our main supporter, Hey, was raided this morning. Dealing with the aftermath has been cumbersome. That utterly foolish daughter of mine. I would normally leave her to her own devices during a hectic period like this. However, recent reports have shown the Mafia's spats becoming more dangerous. It's far too dangerous to leave two girls wandering around on their own. Yeah, I'd be worried about your daughter's well-being if I were you too. Not only that, but if this were to become publicized, the Imperial faction could use it as ammunition against me. You can't let your guard down during the Diet, so I would prefer to avoid any scandals. Oh, she's gone. And with that, I request you, the SSS, to discreetly apprehend and return my daughter to me. It all comes down to protecting his reputation, then. Guess that's how these bigwigs think. I already assumed as much. Well, it's clear you're concerned for her. There's a fair chance she might be in harm's way after all. Agree. We understand the situation, sir. We accept your request to search for your daughter. Oh, thank Adios. Bring her back immediately. Can't promise we'll be able to do it quickly, but we'll locate your daughter and provide protection until we've safely brought her home. Very well. I suppose I'll rely on you for the time being. Proceed however you like. I believe his daughter left a note in her room. That note may prove useful to your investigation. Thank you for letting us know. We'll take a look at it then. Looks like she left her message in this notebook. Let's see what it says. I've had enough of you and your insistence on only doing as you please. So now I shall do as I please. Goodbye. Carla. P.S. I'm taking the maid with me. Knowing you, you'll surely go hungry with no one here to prepare your meals. Where do we even begin? Dad's a real piece of work, but his daughter seems like trouble in her own way. Representative Campbell is the type to put his work ahead of his home life. And now that I think about it, Carla would often complain about her father in Sunday school. I wouldn't be surprised if a sudden falling out caused her to run away from home. However, the note fails to provide a clue about where we should begin the search. The only detail given was that she ran away from home by her own volition. Based on her note, I think it'd be fair of us to assume something. She must have run away unexpectedly. As Elliot mentioned, the sudden falling out may have caused her to run away. She was pretty angry too, based on the note. I would consider that a reasonable deduction. I figure if she planned the whole thing out, the note would have been longer and filled with more resentment. How long ago do you think she ran away from home? Hope it hasn't been too long. Our search would be much more difficult if she's gone far. Well, it's impossible for us to tell with the information we have at this time. Let's try to get some more information from the representative before we come to any conclusions. I guess it's time to get out the shovels and start digging up some dirt. We should return here and go over the details once we've finished. Between the diet meeting and Heiyu incident, this morning was absolutely exhausting. I had even more appointments in the afternoon, so I came to rest at home for a bit. When I did, I couldn't find my daughter or maid anywhere. Just as I was beginning to think something was amiss, I found her note. Seems like she's the defiant type. I doubt he'd have any idea as to where she would go. Representative Campbell runs a strict household. For instance, he'll enforce small rules like everybody having to eat breakfast together. It's actually quite obvious that his daughter despises such trivialities. I see. His suffocating nature could very well be the cause of their strained relationship. Despite that, she still adhered to his rule and joined him for breakfast. How am I privy to such knowledge? I ate breakfast with them, of course. Now that we have information, shall we return to Kala's room and continue to analyze for further clues? Yeah, good plan, Tio. How long ago do you think she ran away from home? Hope it hasn't been too long. Our search will be much more difficult. Going by what the representative told us, they probably left. She was present for breakfast, but she had left by the afternoon. I think it's safe to conclude that she departed sometime in the morning. We should still be able to catch up with her. Still don't know where the hell she ran off to, though. Think we should ask her friends? Could be they've got a clue or two for us. No, I don't think we have the time for that. But consider the circumstances, there's definitely a place she would have visited. We know she left this morning without having planned to. Considering that, there's one place in particular she likely had to visit first. I think she may have gone to the IBC. Makes sense to me. Our escapee probably needed some dough for her getaway. The IBC would be a pretty typical first stop for running away from home. If she suddenly left, then she wouldn't have had much time to pack. The IBC is certainly a possibility. Shall we depart then? She may still be there. Yes, let's get there ASAP. Alright, we made it. Man, it always feels like we're stepping into a whole other, much more impressive world when we come here. I presume the representative's runaway daughter may have stopped here. Shall we inquire with the receptionist? Yes, let's ask Lan Fei to see if she knows anything about it. Hello again, Miss McDowell. Do you need help with anything? Hi, Lan Fei. I'm just here to ask you a quick question. Do you know a lady by the name of Carlos? Did a lady by the name of Carlos stop by here today? I think she may have been here with the maid? Oh, you're right. Carla did come in earlier. She told me she had urgent business to discuss with Miss Croyce. With Belle? Yes, Miss Croyce agreed to a meeting, so I directed Carla up to the top floor. This all happened about an hour ago. Do you mind if we go and ask Maria Belle some Details? Truth be told, we're conducting an investigation. Oh yes, I think you should be okay to talk with her right now. I believe she's currently in the CEO's office. Thank you very much. Alright, let's get cracking. Release the Kraken. Can't imagine what fate is in store for us if we scratch it, so let's keep our hands to ourselves. So sick of this. I've been stuck in meetings all day thanks to those Ravash boons. Fortunately enough, I don't think their little raid will affect our stock prices negatively. I almost want to kick down their door and demand compensation for all the hassle they put me through. Your life never seems to get any easier. Could say that again. It doesn't help that father's who knows how many sold away right now either. Oh, but I digress. Did you need something else, Sully? Judging by the crowd you brought with you, it doesn't seem to be a personal issue. Yes, there's something I need to ask you, Belle. A woman named Carla should have stopped by the IBC earlier today. Did you happen to see her? Carla? Oh yes, she definitely came in here not too long ago. I'm acquainted with her, given that we were both in the upper echelons of society. She claimed to have had an emergency and wished to speak with me directly. She proceeded to withdraw every last mirror out of her savings account. Damn, we were right on the money. Why did she have to speak directly to you for that, Maria Belle? You'd think the receptionist would have been able to handle her request just fine. Has to do with the amount she withdrew. Under normal circumstances, you would need to fill out the appropriate paperwork. Today was an exception. As you might be able to surmise, I am able to disclose the exact amount she withdrew. That said, it was in the hundreds of thousands of mira. That is an exorbitant amount of money. The truth is, Carla's attempting to run away from home. We've been tasked with bringing her back safely. Do you know where she might have gone, Belle? Oh, well, that would explain her rash behavior. Well, judging by the amount she withdrew, I would assume she's planning to relocate to a foreign country. That could be it. Is it possible she had a destination in mind? Well, now that I think about it, I recall a conversation between her and her maid about sightseeing in Grantsel. I believe Carla ordered her maid to make hotel reservations there. Grantsel, isn't that Liberal's capital city? She's ditching this joint for Liberal? She must have departed for the airport then. We may arrive in time if we proceed with haste. We must notify the airport's receptionist. Right, we have to hurry. We're sorry to have bothered you. We appreciate your cooperation. See you later, Belle. Sure. I sure know how to keep busy. Excuse me, do you have a moment? We're in a bit of an emergency. Oh dear, what is it? You see, an individual by the name of Carla Campbell should have boarded an outgoing flight to Liberal. We're wondering, has that airship finished boarding yet? You said Carla Campbell. If you'll give me a moment, please. Terribly sorry, but Carla Campbell wasn't listed as a passenger. Are you positive? That's strange. I could have sworn that she would have been on this flight. Me too. There's only one flight scheduled today that's heading for Liberal, right? Correct, and it seems it has not departed yet. Pardon me. I knew it. You're with the police, aren't you? Wait, aren't you Marcia, one of the maids at Representative Campbell's mansion? Are you the maid that ran away with Carla? Yes, that's right. You see, Lady Carla never intended to go to Liberl in the first place. It's merely a rumor she spread to throw her father off her tracks. In actuality, she plans to live in the home of an acquaintance in the Republic. She's going to Calvard? Crap, then she must have gone to the station then. If you hurry, you might make it in time. I'm sorry, my lady has caused so much trouble for everyone. But if at all possible, please bring Lady Carla back home. Despite what she says, she doesn't really want to leave Crossbell. So she's got her reasons for all of this, huh? Well, time to roll. We'll bring her back for you, don't you worry. She's Republic bound, the train will be departing in a matter of minutes. There's no time to waste then. Thanks, Marcia, you're a big help. Marcia, could you go inform the representative of what's happened? You can leave bringing Carla back to us. Okay, please. I'm leaving Lady Carla in your hands. Oh, excuse me. I understand you may be in a hurry, but please refrain from trying to run on platforms. Gate 1. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Platform 1. The train bound for the Republic is now departing. If you're not boarding the train, please step back to the center of the platform. Wait a second, isn't that train the representative's daughter is supposed to be on? We can still make it. Let's get on. We cut that close. I wonder if we'll get in trouble for not following protocol. Officers should be allowed to board trains during emergencies, so we don't have to worry about that. However, the problem remains. What do we do now? The plan was to convince Carla to return home, correct? Yeah, well, we can't ride on this train forever, you know. We still gotta drop off those drugs at St. Ursula, ain't that right? That's true. We have not come this far to simply give up. Yeah, I know. Next stop is Altair. Located in the western edge of Calvard. Should have about 30 minutes. Until then, let's keep trying to persuade her to come home. Roger, I'm no quitter. Alright, I hope our words can get through to her. It's Carla. Hey, finally found her. Now we just to persuade her to return home. The odds of her listening to reason still seem slim. Don't tell me Marcia missed the train. I guess I'm all alone now. Can I handle this? Long time no see, Carla. Ellie, what are you... I mean, what a coincidence running into you here. Are these your friends? Or are you planning to spend a day or two in the Republic? Well, Carla, how should I start this? Yes, exactly. I thought it would be fun to see the Republic's National Orchestra with everyone. Really? Then we can accompany each other until we arrive at the Republican capital. I'm so thankful I ran into you, Ellie. Truth be told, I'm feeling a bit down. After all, I'm alone on this giant train and... Alright, looks like we've lowered our guard. Why exactly are you here, Carla? Well, it's a long story. My father's always ordering me around, filling my life with rules and more rules, ones he doesn't even respect himself. And this morning was a perfect example of it. I'll never forgive him for what he did. Which was... whatever it was, it sounds bad. After breakfast, you walked into my room without knocking. Oh? That's it? Of course it's not just that. What if I was changing? More importantly, Father's the one lecturing me about how I should always knock. And even though he throws a fit when I forget to do so, this morning he calmly strode into my room, commanding me to do this and that, and to attend a dinner party in the evening, and he pries into every single small detail of my private life. It's like he can't do anything but that. I can relate to how she feels, but this is nothing more than a misunderstanding between father and daughter. How should we handle this? And your father's in the wrong. I can sympathize with you, Carla. You think so too? I knew leaving home was the right decision. Still, it's the first time I've ever left Crossbell. The only reason I decided to go through with this plan is because Marcia said she could accompany me. I think I get the gist of this mess, but she still looks hesitant, right? She's never had the strongest heart to begin with. Sure, she ran out of the house in a hurry, but I bet with every step she became more and more uneasy. Then she should almost be at her breaking point. I was wondering why I still hadn't seen Marcia. No, she must have betrayed me, didn't she? Unacceptable. I specifically ordered her not to tell anyone. Please calm down, Carla. It's true that Marcia informed us of the situation, but that's only because she was worried sick about your safety. Despite what she says, she doesn't really want to leave Crossbell. Her words, not mine. She really said that? I'm leaving Lady Carla in your hands. That was her farewell before we made our way to the station to find you. Well, I think it'd be best if you had another talk with your pops. Instead of running away, won't it feel better to say what you want to say to his face? You may be right. I had started to think that there was no one at my side. But if Marcia is waiting for me, I don't mind returning home. Everyone, perhaps you could stay with me a bit longer, let me get everything out of my system. Besides, I need to start thinking about what I should say to Father. Sure, we can do that. We should be near Altair, but we still have the ride back. If you want the company, we'd be glad to oblige. Lloyd and the others transferred in Altair for the return trip. Then 30 minutes later, phew, we're finally back. It was a long trip in more ways than one. Sorry for the trouble I've caused. I truly thank you for listening to what I had to say. Please don't worry about it. Who's to say we can't handle consultations? Count on the SSS to lend you an ear whenever you need it. Thank you. How dare you worry me at a time like this, you daft girl. Speak for yourself, Father. If you had tried to come find me yourself, it would have been one thing, but I think you hired other people to do it for you. Excuse me, Lady Carla. My apologies, I was just so terribly worried. You should be sorry. I'm upset with you too, Marcia. Forgive me. But, well, I'm grateful too. Can I count on you to continue to be by my side? Of course, I'd be happy to. Oh, thank heavens. I think I've finally made up my mind. I have some conditions, Father. You must knock every time you wish to enter my room. Every time, okay? In addition, you may no longer intrude upon my private life. If you refuse, I'll be hopping right back on that train and I won't look back. Well, if you have to stay home and behave you have to stay home and behave yourself for a while first. So are you honoring my request or are you refusing it? Fine, I don't want to be worried or have another falling out. I'll accept your terms. So this is the power of the something or other section. For the time being, allow me to thank you for safely bringing my daughter home. However, not a word of this incident has escaped your lips to anyone. Am I understood? You got it. Our lips are sealed so you can rest easy. Good. We're leaving, Carla. Don't you tell me what to do. Ellie, everyone, until we meet again. Can't thank you all enough for what you've done. Please feel free to drop by our house whenever you'd like. We'd welcome you with open arms. Two of them bowed deeply. Guess that settles that. Even though that took forever, I'm glad we helped them out. Judging by their conversation, I think things will work out. What a relief. Hope you're right. I pray they'll be able to work out their differences. Anyway, Lloyd, we should get going now. There's still some requests we can finish up today. Yeah, good point. Let's get to it then. Be right back. I'm gonna go get more water. Alright. To this other side quest. Oh wait, municipal. I remember you guys. Weren't you heading to Calvard? You vacation a lot or something? Sure, once you're used to traveling by train, it can become dull. I would recommend you read a book to kill the time. Actually, I just finished this novel not too long ago. Here, you can take it. Mr. Quint? Sorry to bother you. The police? That's right, sir. We're from the special sports section, coming about your request. Well then. I want you to bring me 3 different kinds of flowers to place on graves. Would there be any chance you could take this request on from me right now? We can start right away, sir. Glad to hear it. I'll get straight to the point. Got pen and paper on you? Tell which flowers you need to collect. Ready for the first one? Yes. Tio, mind writing it down? Roger. First, the leaves flower. You find them blooming near the police academy on West Crossbill Highway. Second, we have the Requiem flower. I believe Tally's general store on West Street sells them. Finally, there's the Faynell flower. You know the watchtower near Crossbill's east exit? They're usually at the foot of it. To bloom near similar flowers too, so be careful not to overlook them. Once you're done, I'd like you to bring them all to me. Noted. May I ask why you specifically want these 3 flowers? Yellow, blue, and white symbolize the repose of the soul here in Crossbell. Flowers of these colors are arranged into bouquets, which are traditionally offered during funerals. Is this that language of flowers thing? I believe this is slightly different from floriography, Randy. I assume they are meant to reflect Crossbill's state colors. I think a tricolor bouquet was offered at Guy's funeral too. Sir? What's up? You suddenly went quiet. Well, it's just that I'm a bit disappointed that your generation is so unaware of these old traditions. How do you expect to face the future without knowing your roots? Sorry about that. Sorry to disappoint you, but I ain't even from Crossbell to begin with. Fine then. You know what to do. Off you go. Understood. Oh, come on, this is where I get them. Do I have to get them in this certain order? Because that's gonna be ridiculous if I do. Wait, what? These aren't even by the. Why does it say Maine's mountain path? This is definitely not right. That's annoying. Just went all that way for nothing. Just to have turbo mode. But welcome to Tally's General Store. For anything in particular? Yes, we're actually looking for some requiem flowers. Oh, I see. Did Mr. Quinn send you? That's right. Did he tell you that we'd be coming? No need to. He's one of our online customers who buys these flowers from us. Him and a sparse few other devoted individuals. Wait here just a second. I'm sure there is some behind the counter somewhere. Yeah, I thought we were gonna have to pay for him for a second. I mean, the old man didn't exactly give us any mirror. I don't know, he didn't strike me as the kind of person who'd pull something over on us like that. Perhaps, but it would still have been nice to have received a little more information about the requests. I suppose that's true. He only told us the location of the flowers, nothing more, nothing less. Pardon me. Something wrong? I'm so sorry, but it looks like we're out of stock on those requiem flowers. You're all out of... I suppose that's our luck. Again, I'm terribly sorry. Would you mind waiting for a bit? Ask the Bracer Guild if they could fix them up for me. Bracers? I suppose they would be the ones to ask. Lloyd, why don't we go pick the flowers ourselves? Hell yeah, why let the Bracers suck up all the glory when we can do it no sweat? I second that. Sounds like we're on the same page. Going ourselves would be much more efficient than waiting on them anyway. Excuse me, do you happen to know where the requiem flowers grow? Ah, I see, you're planning to get them yourselves? Well, you should find some blooming around the edge of Maine's mountain path. Halfway down the branching road that leads to those old ruins, if I recall. Nice, we'll go ahead and try and get them. Wonderful, and once more I apologize for the inconvenience. Please make sure to give Mr. Quint my regards. I had to trigger it. That sucks. So now I have to go all the way back there just to get them. Might as well do it now. These blue ones are requiem flowers, right? That took us ages to find. Oh, you don't even know, Teal. You don't even know. I know, right? Imagine how hard it would have been. How hard it would have blown if there weren't any here. Now, you two. The flowers were here, so it was worth it, right? Yeah, we got the job done, and that's what counts. Okay. I'm gonna have to start following this quest like line by line. Because of that stuff. Like West Crossbow Highway. Oh, aren't these the yellow ones? Aren't these yellow ones the Levis flowers we've been looking for? Probably a real pain for regular folks to pick them because of the location, right? It is right in front of the police academy. Considering how far apart these flower beds are scattered throughout Crossbell, it's fairly difficult to gather a three-color bouquet. That's why most graves today are decorated with a single type of flower. Three-color bouquets are usually safe for funeral services. Huh. You learn something new every day. Traditions must face reality eventually. Yeah, I guess that's true. At least these are close. Oh, these white ones are the nail flowers, aren't they? Location is fairly close to Crossbow City, so I imagine people frequently come by here to pick them. Yeah, I doubt any strong monsters are chilling in a place like this. Regardless, weaker monsters are still a threat to children and the elderly. True enough. Shall we get going? Back, Mr. Quint. Faster than I expected. Did you get the flowers? Yes, please make sure we got the right ones. These are the ones, alright. Your efforts are much appreciated, Special Sports Section. Just doing our job, sir. Man, getting all those flowers took way more work than I was expecting. Even tallies had run out. What are the odds of that? Well, we still managed. Sir, may I ask you something? What is it? It's not particularly common to gather these 3 specific flowers except for funerals nowadays. What exactly did you need them for? You're right that there's no funeral at the moment. Well, since you helped me pick them, come with me and we'll go place them together. You'll get your answer afterwards. What is he talking about? Beats me. Well, I guess we'll see when we get there. Here lies Saya McLean. McLean? Could this be Arius's wife? On to the next one. Here it lies. This one's seen better days. Can't even make out whose name is on it. Perhaps the gravekeeper knows? Here's the last one. Here lies Guy Bannings. Is who I think it is? Lloyd's older brother. The reason I asked you to gather those 3 flowers is pretty simple. I wanted to give them to Guy Bannings and to the family of those that were precious to him. It's only natural to want to show respect to one's closest friends, right? Sir, did you know Guy Bannings? That's right. Doubt I could forget him even if I tried. Back when he was alive, he often came to visit me in my cabin. We'd share drinks and stories till the sun rose. I never had a family, you see, so I can't tell you how many times his company saved this old man. I had no idea. I'm starting to understand the nature of this support request. When it came time for his funeral, I felt like I was torn to shreds. Your name was Lloyd, right? So you must be Guy's younger brother. You know who I am? I remember first catching a glimpse of you at your brother's funeral. Then once I saw that picture of you in the Crossville Times 4 months ago, it jogged my memory. Your faces aren't anything alike, but I'm starting to see the resemblance. I don't think I'm anywhere near him yet when it comes to being a detective, though. Actually, there's another reason why I submitted such an annoying job to the SSS. I needed to ascertain whether you 4 guys' successors had grown any. And did we make the grade? Well, you finished the job, so that's something. However, you're still rough around the edges. Damn, bit harsh, don't you think? Oh ho ho, that said, I think the Special Sports Section has a bright future ahead. There's a chance you all catch up to, or maybe even overtake Guy one day. And when that happens, come back here and pay me a visit. We'll share some drinks the same as I did with Guy. Alright, I'm looking forward to it. Your older brother lives on through a lot of people, doesn't he? I agree. For me as well. Catching up to a guy that talented ain't the easiest thing in the world. It's going to take a while, I bet. Honestly, that goal might end up being a bigger barrier than taking down the Mafia or Crossbow's corruption, you know. He said barrier. Oh no. Yeah, you said it. And yet I will surpass him someday. I have to. Looks like I've talked your ears off. Time to head back inside. Thanks to you, I was able to pay my respects to my dear friends. I can't thank you enough for that. If something ever comes up, I'll make sure to contact you again. We'll be waiting. Goodbye, sir. she talking about? How am I supposed to have 288 DP by this point? Man. Pretty sure I've done everything, but I have 266. And it's saying I can do this hidden one for 288? Like, sheesh. I didn't even think doing that side quests early would do anything for me. They changed the DP in this game. I don't know. Seems like quite the gap, and I haven't missed any side quests, so oh well. Let's continue on, I guess. Try talking to her a little bit. Kate, what are you doing here? I believe it is rare for uniformed members of the CPD to be assigned duties that take them out of the city. Oh, I was escorting some people here. Damn, I can't talk. You see, there's a few members of Heiyu recovering at St. Ursula Hospital. And since some of the 2nd Division detectives wanted to question them, I was put in charge of driving them here with one of the police cars. I don't think the department knows how bad of a driver I am, though. Gotcha. What matters is that you made it. Kitty. You come here? Come here. Alright, we'll have to check and see if Dr. Gunter has any time to meet us. Yes, we should probably ask the receptionist about that. I just hope he didn't play hooky to go fishing again. I would not even be surprised if that were the case. Why, hello there, everyone. Are you here to visit Cecile? Oh, not today. We're here to meet with Dr. Gunter again. Does he happen to be available today? Let me check. Well, Dr. Gunter, I see you picked up the phone today. You have some visitors if you have some free time, would you? Oh, bad timing? Do you have some examination or research to do? I see what's going on here. Planning to go fishing, are we? I think not. You're on the clock, so you need to do your job, got it? He's the same as always. Though he is exceptional in his field, his dedication seems lacking. Yes, it's Detective Bannings from the Special Support Section. Yes, I understand. Should I have them meet you in your laboratory then? Well, Dr. Gunter will see you now. Go head up to the research ward, please. Thanks. It looks like we threw a wrench in his plans. Oh, hello everyone. Thanks so much for yesterday. That was nothing. Besides, we got something out of it too. Someone looks happy. Me? Well, I get to go visit the city tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. My father told me he would be able to take a break from work. That busy geezer managed to get the day off from the guild, huh? I'm so happy for you, Suzuku. Now you can give him the present you made yesterday. That's my plan. Oh, and if it's okay with you, would you mind if I came and play with Kia? Of course you can, you're always free to stop by. We have work to do, but the Chief and Kia should be at the SSS building. I can already picture Kia's... Do you mind? Kia's smiling face when you arrive. Thank you. I'll make sure to dress up when I leave tomorrow then. Jesus. Welcome everyone. How very nice of you to visit. Sorry to show up out of the blue like this. Apologize for getting in the way of your hobby, Doctor. It's fine. Noon is the ideal time to catch noble carp. But if duty calls, duty calls. Trust me, I'm not going to hold a grudge against you over this or anything. He says that, but I feel like he resents us with every fiber of his being. A fishing nut through and through. Well, putting my bitter regrets beside us, what brings you here today? I assumed you're here to discuss Kia's condition, but I see she's not with you. Actually, it's about something else. Kia's the same as usual, though there hasn't been any improvement with her memories. I see. Personally, I still think you should have had her hospitalized. About that, we've tried to suggest it to her a few more times, but she just won't have it. I'm sorry, I know we won't get anywhere closer to solving a problem like this. It's okay, there's no point in rushing things after all, just keep it in mind. So what's the other matter? Same with something to do with my fields of expertise? That's exactly right. Would you mind taking a look at this drug for us? Oh? These pills. Such a vibrant blue. No coloring agent I've ever heard of would be able to produce this. We found these pills among the possessions of a certain individual. We suspect they're illegal drugs. I see. Please, would you fill me in on the rest of the details? Okay, I think I understand now. So, Dr. Gunter, do you know anything about these blue pills? Or they might have been developed, maybe? I'm sorry to say, but I haven't seen this type of drug before. As a pharmacologist, I have contacts in every pharmaceutical company in Zemuria. I typically receive samples of all newly developed medicine. However, I've never seen a pill of this coloration. That's a shame. And what's more, the effects of these pills are particularly interesting. A boost in strength, focus, reflexes, judgment, and even intuition. It managed to improve every single one of those attributes. Well, we haven't been able to confirm whether or not the Mafia have been taking these drugs. That miner's been the only confirmed case so far. And nothing has truly substantiated Mr. Grogwood's rumor yet. Either way, I can tell you right now that this is no ordinary drug. How about this? Allow me to keep 3 of these pills. I can conduct a composition analysis right away. That would be great. Do you know how long it would take for the analysis to finish? Well, I have the medicine on me and a general idea of its effects. I'd like to think I'd have its composition figured out by the end of the day. But if I'm not able to do that, this may take a considerable amount of time. I see. I can contact you tomorrow around noon to let you know how it's going. Would that be okay? Perfect. Thanks for your assistance in all of this, Dr. Gunter. It's a big relief knowing you're helping us. By the way, do you think there are any possible side effects or toxicity? Without further analysis, I can't say for sure, but if anything happens to that miner, call me as soon as possible. And do the same if you find any others who have taken these pills. We can do that. Man, who knows just how far this stuff has spread through Crossbell. We hear rumors popping up about it all over the city. Of course, it's impossible for us to question Ravash about this, but if their members really are taking it, I'm concerned about the side effects. Yeah, likewise. Doctor? Are you worried about the side effects too? Oh no, that's not it. With all this talk of rumors, I was reminded of one I heard recently. You too? What kind of rumor? Okay. Remember, none of this was ever officially confirmed or explained, but several years back there was an odd rumor that floated around the pharmaceutical industry. Talked about a certain religious cult that had created a new kind of drug. A religious cult? Do you mean they were a sect of radicals who split off from the Septian Church? No, they were something even worse than that. Apparently they rejected the very existence of Adios and worshipped devils instead. At least that's what I heard. They worship devils? The story sounds more and more suspicious by the second. I definitely thought it was absurd when I first heard too. However, I can't help but recall the effects of the medicine they allegedly created. It was said they borrowed the power of devils to unlock the hidden potential within humans, even bringing the user good luck. That sounds like the same effects of these pills. Excuse me, Dr. Gunter, do you know the name of that drug? Let's see, what was it again? Oh right, I remember now. They called it True Wisdom, Genosis, or so the rumor goes. Genosis, that's quite the thought-provoking name. Well, because of its absurdity, the story became somewhat of an urban myth. But you've heard the rumors in the street of the secret society that was connected to that big incident in Liberl last year, right? Maybe the two could be connected somehow. That must be the society that Estelle and Joshua told us about. Hey. You good? You think it could possibly have any ties to a devil-worshipping cult? Anyway, in order to uncover the truth behind these pills, I plan to contact some colleagues of mine to help with the analysis. While I do that, I'll also try looking into that rumor to see if it has any merit. We'd appreciate that. A drug that borrows the power of devils. Spooky. I can't say I was expecting to hear a story like that when we walked in. Anyway, for now, we should just trust the doctor with the composition analysis. I agree. We need to return to Crossbow City before it gets dark. Good. You want to get down? Can't go up there. Also, the First Division's investigation report might be waiting for us by the time we get back. Oh boy, can't wait to spend all evening reading over a mountain of papers. What? Do you want to get down? Oh, it's already getting pretty late, so we'd better grab a bus instead of walking back. No argument here. Thank goodness for the bus system of ours. I don't know what we'd do without it. Tio? What's the matter, Teotot? You've been awfully quiet for a bit now. I am fine. Tio, the sun makes it hard to see, but your face, it's so pale. What? I told you I'm fine. I just feel a bit unwell, that is all. No, feeling unwell means you're not fine. Gotta be someplace to rest around. Ugh. Tio? Oh no. I'll go get a doctor. Hurry. It was just her anemia acting up. Thank goodness. After a bit of rest, she should wake up and be good as new. That's good news, at least. What a relief. You said it. For a second there, I was getting pretty worried. Still, I'm sorry we couldn't put her in a normal hospital bed. Mine was the only one available. Unfortunately, every room we have in the hospital is occupied right now. It's alright. I'm sure your room will be more than enough to help Tio recover. Cecile, thank you so very much. Don't mention it, Ellie. I have to work the night shift tonight, so it's perfectly fine if she wants to rest here until tomorrow morning. Well, I'll be going then. Thanks, Cecile. We really appreciate the help. Tio, if only we'd noticed sooner. Now that I think about it, she first started to look a little sick during our conversation with Dr. Gunter. If I remember correctly, it was when he started telling us about that drug those devil worshippers made. I'm fine, you know. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Tio, you're awake? I'm so glad. You had us worried, you know. Please, there was no need to be. Given that you were involved in the ongoing drug investigation, I know it's your duty to ask me. About everything I know, I mean. Listen, Tio. Do you really think we would push you to share something you're clearly uncomfortable talking about? Huh? While the investigation is definitely important, there are two separate matters. These are two separate matters. You're more to us than just a colleague. Above all, you're an irreplaceable friend, Tio. Everyone's got some bits of their past that they'd rather not talk about. Well, I guess mine kind of ended up being getting out anyway. But if you really don't want to talk about it, what do you know, Tio? Then we'll do everything we can to support that decision. Ellie, Randy, that's how we all feel, Tio. But if you ever decide you want to tell us about the things you kept hidden, if talking about them with us will help ease your burden even a little, then know that all of us would be happy to help shoulder it for you. Lloyd. I'm constantly amazed by the embarrassing things you say when you get into one of your speeches. Not just you, but Ellie and Randy too. Lloyd's cheesiness must be rubbing off on you. Yeah, I think you got us there. Clearly, we've been spending too much time listening to Lloyd. Yeah, laugh it up. I've already told Lloyd a part of the story, but let me explain from the start. When I was 5 years old, I was kidnapped and held captive by a cult of religious fanatics. No. Damn. The cult's objective in doing so is still unknown, but one thing is clear. They're attempting to obtain something by rejecting the goddess and worshipping devils. I think that they saw me and the other captive children as offerings, nothing more, nothing less. Simply a means to obtain whatever they wanted. Offerings. Yes, I call them offerings because sacrifices wouldn't exactly be right. Though I suppose it's possible the term could apply to some of the children. The cult had several lodges, and each was experimenting with different rituals. As for the lodge I was taken to, their rituals primarily involved various kinds of human experimentation. Human experimentation? So is that why you get those enhanced senses of yours? Precisely. Sensors were attached to our entire bodies, and we were pumped full of drugs. They attempted to enhance our 5 senses using any method imaginable. They even tried enhancing our sensitivities to supernatural phenomena by applying psychological stress and hypnosis. For 3 long years, that was my life, day in, day out. That can't be. Despite all that, I was one of the lucky ones. None of the children could withstand the procedures except for me. One by one, they began to disappear. And it was at the moment when I became the last child remaining that I gained this power. My hearing became keen enough that even though a massive rock wall separated us, I could hear the others' final cries as though I was right there in the room with them. Tio. Those monsters. Then something happened. Lloyd's brother, Guy, broke into the lodge. The team accompanying Guy was able to neutralize the cult's followers and dismantle the lodge's operation. The resistance was strong, but the moment the lodge fell, most of the cultists committed suicide. Guy passed by countless bodies littering the ground until he finally reached the ceremonial chamber. And there he found me, the only surviving child. By the time Guy found me, I was wasting away, so weak I was near death myself. I was quickly brought to this hospital and spent several months recuperating here. What happened after that I've already told Lloyd about. So that's what really happened. And in a cruel twist of fate, though I was so grateful to Guy for saving me from that place, when I heard that he had passed away 3 years ago, I didn't feel much of anything. It's as if in exchange for this power, I had my emotions stripped away. That's how it felt to me, at least. But I think back then I actually wanted to ask him something. I wanted to ask a strong and possibly optimistic person like Guy, how exactly should a broken person like me live? In the end, though, I missed my chance to ask, and I ended up being recruited by the Epstein Foundation. After that, I joined the special sports section and began to live with all of you. But even now, I still haven't figured out the answer. How should I live my life? And why did I survive? Why am I here? Tio. You don't have to worry about that. It's okay not to know the answers. Everyone struggles with those very same questions. What? Why are we here? How should we live our lives? There aren't many people out there who do have answers for those questions, Tio. Me, Ellie, Randy, we're all lost, the same as you. I know I definitely lost my way for a bit, that's for sure. Still, Tio Tot, there's no need to rush to find an answer to those questions. We've got our entire lives to figure stuff like that out. But if you can't help but wonder what the answers are, all you need to do is keep searching for them. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. We can search for the answers together. Of course, that includes me, Randy, the Chief, Kia, even Zed. We're all here for you. We'll help you find the answers you're looking for. I knew it. Lloyd really has rubbed off on you too. You're all making such cheesy speeches now. Why are you like this? Well, we didn't really have a say in the matter, you know? The moment we joined the SSS, we were fated to fall victim to Lloyd's sappiness. Randy's right. We're a team. We share what we feel, even if it is embarrassing. Don't really get why this is my fault, but I definitely agree with Ellie's last point. We share everything. Embarrassment, our past pains, and of course our smiles and happiness as well. That's what it means to be a team, right? Please stop. All your sappy feelings are smothering me. I don't know how much more I can take. But for some reason, it's not a bad feeling. After their heartfelt talk, the SSS took the bus back to Crossbow City. When they returned to the SSS building and put an exhausted Tio in bed, Lloyd, Ellie, and Randy decided to have one more talk with Chief Sergey. Damn it, that name again. Genosis. Chief, it's about time you tell us. Please, tell us what my brother was involved in 6 years ago about the cult that kidnapped Tio. Please, you must be aware of everything that happened. I had a feeling you knew what was up with Tio Tot from the start. Of course I knew about the cult, but when they were at the height of their power, it was Guy and I who tracked down and took out one of their lodges. You did? Then, Chief, you were my brother's... Yeah, I was Guy's superior officer. I guess even back then I was a bit of an oddball in the force. So one day I ended up with two unconventional rookies assigned to serve under me. One of them being your brother. Guy was impulsive, a bit reckless too, but he was a damn great detective. The other rookie was like 9-day in terms of personality. Two of them made hell of a team. Who exactly was the other rookie? Don't tell me it was that Dudley guy from the first division. Nah, Dudley was hired straight into the first. The guy was practically born for that division. As for this other rookie, I bet you've heard of him somewhere before. His name is Arios McLean. What? He was part of the police? He was, but he traded his police badge in for the Bracer's Gauntlet some years back. Hell, that's probably one of the reasons the police here in Crossbow have such a rocky relationship with the guild. Didn't see that coming. So my brother and Arios both joined the force at the same time? Yeah, though Arios was a couple years older than Guy. And it showed. Arios was always a bit more mature. He was already a family man with a wife and daughter at the time. Guy, on the other hand, was as bright-eyed as he was foolish. A wildcard who was always rushing out to help people. I think there are many differences for the reason they got along so well, though. a little less than 2 years after joining the Force, and those two were already being heralded as the CPD's rising stars. Considering what we know about their skills, I can definitely believe that. Exactly. To be honest, I was damn proud of these boys. After all, not many people get the chance to mentor two fine young rookies like them. Our squad was able to accomplish a lot in the time we had together, to the point where the higher-ups decided to lead the joint investigation of a certain international case to us rather than the First Division. Joint investigation? An international case? Wait, are you talking about... Yeah, it was about the cult. DG, that's their official name, written out with the therefore sign in the middle. D therefore G? The heck's a therefore sign? 3 dots arranged in a triangle. It's a symbol used in mathematical proofs and logical arguments. But what exactly do the D and G stand for? We never solved the entire riddle, but we did uncover the meaning of what the meaning of the G is. It stands for Genosis. The drug Dr. Gunther told us about, the one rumored to use power borrowed from the devils. It can't be a coincidence. It's already been 6 years since that whole mess. Those zealots left behind a lot of mysteries, but I know one thing for sure. Out of my decades of service on the Force, this group was the most disgusting pieces of shit I've ever had the displeasure to encounter. The bastards used kids they kidnapped as sacrifices at their lodges. So then the abduction case Mr. Grimwood mentioned yesterday was the DG cult. They had more than 10 active lodges spread all across Zemuria, and they performed various rituals in each of them, summoning horrific devils, taking advantage of artifacts for their gain, experimenting on those poor children, and there was always one constant in the rituals, a mysterious drug called Genosis. This is all a lot to take in. So how'd you end up solving a case as messed up as this one? Ah, right. Like I said yesterday, this issue affected a number of countries, so they got together and organized a joint investigation. These countries' army, police force, and Bracer Guild branches collaborated. Under the command of a certain famous Bracer, we launched a large-scale operation to round up and suppress every one of the cult's lodges. As for my small squad of 3, we were in charge of taking down a lodge located on the outskirts of Altair, located in the Western Calvard. It was there that Guy rescued Tio Plateau, who was 8 years old at the time. Tio was emaciated and barely responsive. She was one of the lucky ones. After all, none of the other kids made it out alive. And even though what Tio had to go through was monstrous, there were even more horrific things happening to the kids at the other lodges. Why? Why are people like this allowed to exist? I feel like I'm going to be sick. Compared to the criminals we dealt with here in Crossbell, these guys are on a completely different level of twisted. Yeah. At any rate, after that operation 6 years ago, the cult was completely wiped off the map. All its zealots either committed suicide or suffered a psychotic breakdown and wasted away. Some have speculated there were a few survivors, but rumor has it the church and society exterminated the rest of them. The nightmare known as the DG cult should have finally been over, but now these blue pills have appeared. There's a chance these pills are the Genosis the cult used in their rituals. Right now that's just speculation on my part, but if this is the real deal, I'm afraid the nightmare of 6 years ago might have resurfaced in another form. One that will entangle itself with this conflict between the two mafias. Sounds like things couldn't get any worse. But if all this is true, we have to do something. I couldn't agree more. Lloyd, the one who killed your brother 3 years ago, is still at large. I know. No other leads were found and the case eventually went cold. Yeah, there weren't any witnesses either. After Guy transferred to the first, he'd only ever take on cases by himself. It's been speculated the culprit was an intelligence agent from Ereboni or Calvard, maybe a member of Ravash. Hell, someone tossed around the idea of a Jaeger corps or terrorist cell being responsible. However, there's always been another culprit in my mind. A remnant of the cult, right? Yeah, I'd say that possibility is even more likely now. For me, this whole thing is starting to look more and more like a chance to avenge my fallen subordinate. So sorry for my selfishness, but I'm going to be butting in from now on. Chief, there's no need to apologize. We'd love your help. You trying to tell me you didn't butt in before now? Who could say? But anyway, I figured it's about time I told you. I might have founded the special sports section, but the one who first came up with the idea was Guy. What? This was Guy's idea? But what about the SSS being created to oppose the guild's popularity? That was just something I fed the top brass to get him to agree to it. While he was still alive, Guy told me something I'll never forget. He said that what Crossbell needs is the strength to overcome its barriers. A place where young people can make mistakes, learn, grow, and combine their strengths into one. He told me that he thought that was exactly what the police force needed. Damn, that brother of yours sure was something, Lloyd. So, is that the reason Tio joined the SSS too? Could be. I'm willing to bet she wanted more than anything to be part of a group that carried on Guy's will. Not that she's ever said as much to me. Wow, I had no idea. Well, setting Guy aside for now, I think our most urgent priority is stopping the damage these drugs are causing. And regarding Kia, I think it's possible that what happened to her is related to the cult somehow. Pisses me off to think about it, but it does seem likely. After all that talk about drugs being the cause of her amnesia, yeah, unfortunately I'm beginning to think that as well. So, Chief, can you leave the investigation to us while you protect Kia here? Since we have to coordinate with the 1st Division, we'll need someone to stay behind and give us orders when we're in the field. Oh? That's true. Well, yeah, the way this case is shaping up, we're really gonna need someone calling the shots from back at base. Sorry, Chief. I know you went out of your way to offer your help, but this is key to our success. Heh, that right. Okay, fine. But listen up. Just like before, I won't be giving you guys any direct instructions. You can have all the advice you want. I'll even take care of comms for you. But you're going to make your own decisions and solve this case with your own will. So are you up to the challenge? Yes, sir. Understood. Sounds like we're gonna have our work cut out for us starting tomorrow. The next day, 8 a.m. Are you sure you're okay, Tio? You can always wait here with the Chief and Kia if you don't feel well enough to go. There's no need to worry. I was able to get quite a bit of rest, so I'm feeling much better than usual, actually. Well, you do look a lot better than you did yesterday, that's for sure. So I was pretty surprised when Kia told me she wanted to sleep next to you last night. I just felt like I wanted to all of a sudden. Hey Tio, did you sleep good? Of course. I can only imagine the reason I am such pristine condition is because I spent so much time with you, Kia. Yay! You're a lifesaver, Keto. Indeed, it's as if she's our very own special pick-me-up. Oh, that reminds me. I want you to promise me this one thing, Tio. Hmm? If something like yesterday happens again, please tell us about it. Don't bottle it up. That'll only make it much harder on yourself. I don't mean to be harsh, but if you were to collapse in the middle of a fight, we'd all be in trouble. Roger, I will keep that in mind. I'm a member of the Special Sports section, and I intend to stand on equal footing with the rest of you. So thank you. I'm lucky to have people like you who I can share my pain and burdens with. Tio, don't mention it. Yeah, you can count on us. Sorry to step in and ruin this little moment of yours. You're planning to question some of the citizens suspected of drug use this morning, right? Yes, sir. I want to confirm what we found in the First Division's report, if possible. And since we'll be busy anyway, we hope to take care of support requests after they come our way. Indeed, if we let this opportunity slip away, we might not have any time left to venture outside the city. As of now, we want to look into that stockbroker in the residential district and the errand boy from the Saber Vipers. And finally, Arkansas's new cast member. They were all acting a little strange yesterday, weren't they? If you have time, you should go check in with Ian, too. Out of the two he told us about, it looks like the stockbroker is the same one from the First Division's record. But it seems like they don't know anything about this trading company's manager just yet. Thanks for the advice. We'll make it a priority to stop by there. Dr. Günther should be contacting us later with the drug composition results around noon, I think. Hello, this is Lloyd Bannings of the Special Sports section. Lloyd, it's me, Bixen. Oh, hello, sir. This is good timing, actually. How's Gantz been holding up? Yes, about that. He seems to have disappeared again. What? Could you fill us in on the details? Of course. You see, Gantz finally woke up late last night, but he kept fading in and out of consciousness, so we decided to let him continue to sleep for the time being. Just to be safe, I stayed with him overnight, thinking I'd report back to you today, but when I awoke in the morning, Gantz was nowhere to be found. I see. Have you called the hotel or the casino? Yes, but I was told that no one has seen him for quite some time. Lloyd, what should we do? For now, I think it would be best if you stayed at the hotel, sir. It's possible that Gantz might come back. We were already going to gather some information, so we'll make sure to keep an eye out for him. If something comes up, please don't hesitate to give us another call. Alright, thank you. Did I hear that right? Gantz disappeared again? Yeah, apparently he snuck out of the hotel this morning, either by his own accord or it's all the more reason to check on the other individuals who have used this drug as well. Man, I got a bad feeling about this. This situation might be escalating faster than we anticipated. Don't worry about things here. Just go and see what you can find. Yes, sir. Have a good day. Woof. Orbital staff announcement. I want to perform an upgrade on that orbital staff of yours from the Epstein Foundation. Would you like me to take a look? I'll discuss the details in person. Come to the factory in the downtown district. Stargazer Tower's monster extermination. A dangerous monster, or Rage, has been sighted in Stargazer Tower. We ask that the Special Sports section deal with this threat swiftly. Beware of its blinding breath attack. Make sure you're fully prepared. That's serious. Dangerous monster Visao has been sighted in the Moon Temple. It uses dangerous arts and has a bite attack that drops one of your stats all the way to 0. Dangerous monster Dark Legend has been sighted on ancient battlefield. It wields a giant scythe that can instantly KO. Mind your positioning as the attack has some range to it. Time to get this last book. I think I have enough money for it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, I might get one of those. Exchange. Jeez, that's a lot of money, but let's get one of them. Oh, that revived and restored all HP. It's weird. kill some monsters. See if I can do this monster chest now. I want to say we're good enough level. Yeah, level 25. Wow, got so much experience for it. Ooh. Capricorn gem. Haven't you checked your workout schedule? Today's leg day, not chest day. Can I help you? You come in? Get there though. one's gonna have to wait till post game. annoying. Let's hurry up and just open gardens. I don't know what that one was. Okay, 100 aspects, sweet. Craft book looks pretty beat up. This book contains details on combining crafts during battle. If I'm reading this correctly, it resembles Randy and Ellie's fighting styles. Oh, would you look at that? Might take a little bit of practice to use, but how about it, Mademoiselle? Sure, we can give it a try. Right, star. Star performer. Oh, defeat Orage Rage with the extermination request. Huh, didn't know that was a hidden one. Cool. That was a pain in the ass, so yeah. I earned that. Can you stop squirming? Yeah, alright, might do the other one. Not sure if I'll do the third one yet. It's probably gonna take too long. But yeah, at least get through some of these so it's not all side quests to start. Yeah, pain going back down though. I don't know if I saved. I probably did. Ah. Will you just... What? Oh, it's the chest. Oh no! This case is strictly under First Division jurisdiction. Are we clear? Be prepared to suffer the consequences if you act out of line. Alright, you're just standing in front of an airport, but okay. At least the roof of this place is pretty easy to get to. I think there's an achievement for all three of these. There's one. I'm sort of go against that, but try it. Grotesque creature that uses powerful mirage arts. Its venomous fangs weaken foes. Yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot, but We're gonna try this. Oh, near death. Oh, there you go. Hey, we got rid of one. Sweet. Makes this so much easier. Craft book looks as old as the last one. Seems like it's about combining arts or crafts. Mademoiselle and Teotom might get a kick out of trying this stuff in here. Oh, I could probably use this. Want to give it a try, Teo? Yeah, we should test it out. Cold Gehenna. Over the moon. Damn right I got this. Pain in the ass. Okay, and then we'll get ourselves close to the next one, and then we'll call it a night. First, check on the old Taco Bell here. It's all good. Let's go to Ancient Battlefield. Nope, it's not going back in here. Gosh, I can hair in my face. brain. Pretty sure it said last area, so I'm guessing it means in here. Oh, it's over there. Take this little guy out first. Oh, it might be back when we reload this. Not sure. See what we got left. Got this quest. Then we're back into more story. I think we're ending the chapter. Maybe no. Side quests. Yep, looks like it's close to the end of the chapter, so we should be able to finish that up next time. Let's see. We're on day 3. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for watching, and might stream it tomorrow night. I'm not sure yet. You guys have a good night.